One of my favorite priests ends each of his homilies saying, "God is good," and the congregation responds, "All the time." Well, that's something I am certainly able to say. God is good to me all the time. Not only has he permitted me to occupy this anchor chair and report to you each night the news while adding important Catholic perspectives, I've also been blessed with a writing company that I created to get important messages from new writers out to the world. One such man with a message is Carlos Wallace. He's the CEO of an entertainment firm, but Carlos has known his share of sadness and loss. Life learning experiences he wants to share so that others are able to do what he has accomplished, turn the biggest disappointments into the greatest blessings. He came to me with his proposals, and together we created a new book titled "Life is Not Complicated, You Are."
The title may come off as a little bossy or a punch in the face, but that pretty much sums it up. We tend to complex things that don't have to be so complex. Life is pretty simple, when you break down the mechanics of what is, and then you just begin to live in the moment, and it just becomes more enjoyable. And it's a blessing when you reach that point in life. It just feels so good.
You touch upon a lot of major topics in the book. You touch upon adversity, you touch upon legacies, you touch upon disappointments, and you use your life experiences to kind of discuss exactly how you faced a lot of the obstacles that a lot of people face. You're not trying to tell someone else's story or tell someone else what to do, but you're letting people know that these things can be overcome.
Everything that has happened to you in life is a complete makeup of who you are. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. And when you embrace that and you use that as a reason to continue on and build upon your faith and just moving forward with freedom and living in the moment every day, it's a welcoming feeling. And not to live in the bad times, but to use those to build on. And it just feels good. And I tried to use my story to explain how I'd done that. And I just hope others can read it and get the same results.
What I like about the book the most is that you talk a lot about what happens in our lives as being God's plan, not questioning God's plan. Now, as you know, we're obviously deeply faithful here. Our Catholicism means a lot to us. Pope Francis, the head of our church, speaks to that as well. Follow God's plan, understand that this is God's mission for us. He also speaks about family a lot.
I agree with him 100%. And for a man of his stature and a leader of himself, for me to adhere to the same principle, I kind of think I may be going in the right direction. I was once told by my grandfather, principles don't change, people do. And we're at a time in today's society where there's so many distractions and so many things that could blur your focus on what should be. And it all goes back to your principles. And it's just faith-based, family-based, and we have to stick together, pray more, and pray together more. And I know it'll all work out.
And your grandfather was a man of God. You speak of that a lot, and he taught you a lot to follow the Bible in your everyday life.
Correct. I would always tell him I want to be like him, and he said, no, you need to be like Jesus. And he is if I'm ever half of him, I'd be a whole man.
That's wonderful. I have one question for you. We're running short on time. A lot of the book is also based upon not following everyone, marching to the beat of your own drum, even if it's not the popular opinion.
I'm going to reference my grandfather again. He would always tell me, what's popular isn't always right. What's right may not always be popular. But if you know who you are and you stick to what you know, you'll be okay. You can't be influenced by what the masses want if you know it goes against your belief and what you know is right. And I try to live with that, live by that every day.
I am so proud of Carlos and this book. The book is called Life is Not Complicated, You Are. It is available now online at Amazon.com and the CarlosWallace.com website.